to another episode of the podcast series, the ETF Investor, brought to you by the ETF specialists, etfSA.co.za. My name is Narina Visser and I'm your host. Through this podcast series, we bring you insight and understanding of ETFs, exchange-traded funds, clarity on how to best use it in any type of investment portfolio, technical details of what happens inside the ETF, and practical advice on how to choose ETFs for your investment wants and needs. In today's episode, we have got a very special feature in that we've got as our guest Gareth Stobie from CoreShares, and with me also Mike Brown of ETF SA to talk about the very exciting launch of the new ETF Investor Hub. But this ETF Investor Hub for ETF SA has got a strong roots and a strong history with CoreShares. So, Gareth, I'd like to start off by asking you to just give us a bit of a history. How did the CoreShares investment plan and the offering that you had, how did it come about? Tell us more about that.
Thanks, Narina. So, when we launched the CoreShares business a few years ago, one of the target markets for us was obviously the everyday investor who we would like to encourage buying our products. In order to appeal to that investor, we felt that we needed to have a really strong technology platform that would allow investors to just simply come online and buy the range of CoreShares products. So we, over the course of 2015 and 2016, invested quite a lot of time and money in terms of building up a platform that we called CoreShares Online. And the idea behind the platform was to simply provide a transactional platform where people could come on with small sums of money and take part in buying our ETFs. And more than that, the platform needed to be really simple to use, very simple sign-up process, FICA process, and it offered both a discretionary investment account and a tax-free savings account. And we've had very good take-up of the platform. We've got a few hundred clients using it, several million rand invested on the platform. And indeed, the overall CoreShares business has grown too over that time. What we found with the platform, though, was that in some ways we were holding it back. Platforms tend to have a life of their own. Platform or technology services have a different vibe to them, if I can call them that, to our core investment business. And so what we felt was that there were certain parts to investors' needs that we weren't quite servicing, that we felt we could partner up with someone else in the market, and we've partnered with ETF SA, who could really take the platform to the next level. And by the next level, I mean broadening out the number of products available on the platform, so not just CoreShares products, as good as our range is, we think. There are obviously other asset classes and opportunities that we don't offer. So broadening out the product set, and also offering clients advice in their journey as well, because we would very often get calls from clients and say, well, should I be buying this product or that product, and how should I put my portfolio together? And that whole advice component is something that we didn't really want to offer. Our core business is investment management rather than advice. So partnering with ETF SA has allowed us to broaden out the products that are available, and also provide clients with additional services like advice, offering clients with access to really a whole sort of suite of information which ETF SA has available. So it's certainly not a venture that we regret in any way. We're very proud of the platform that we've put together, but we just realized that it really has taken on a life of its own, and in order to carry on building it up in its own journey, being the platform journey rather than the rest of our CoreShares business, we felt we needed to take on a new partner. And so we approached ETF SA and Mike specifically to say, well, is this something that you would like to take on? And I think it's come at an opportune time in the life of ETF SA in terms of where they would like to take their technology.
Yes, certainly.
It's a long-winded answer, but thank you.
No, but Mike, certainly when I hear Gareth speak about the ethos behind CoreShares Online and the digital offering, the technology that sits behind it, that's very consistent with the ethos of etfSA.co.za also. Share with us a little bit of the history behind that and why you think that this partnering with CoreShares in this instance is so opportune.
Well, I think ETFSA, since it started in 2009, 2010, has always looked after the small clients, somebody who has 300 Rand a month to invest or 1,000 Rand, and it's always tried to offer those clients full access to any ETFs or ETNs that are available on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. What ETFSA didn't do was to develop its own platform. It always used external platforms like AOS, which is familiar, I think, to some of our clients, and or ComputerShare, who are the administrators of our tax-free platforms. So when Gareth came to us and said, well, he had this platform which they developed for CoreShares products, it then made sense for us to say, let's utilize that platform and broaden it out to include not only CoreShares' a dozen or so ETFs, which, as Gareth says, are amongst the best in the market in any event, but to give access to all the ETFs. And there's now close to 100 ETFs and ETNs on the JSE. So this platform is now fully digital. It enables investors to open accounts within a relatively short period of time, to select any ETFs that they wish or any ETNs, and to do transactions in those particular products in a digital space. And we think the markets have developed in financial services that electronic and digital servicing has become the big thing in financial markets. So this is very timeless that we've been able to put this partnership together between CoreShares and ETFSA.
No, absolutely. So, Gareth, what does this mean for existing CoreShares Online investors? What can they expect will change and what will stay the same in terms of their interaction with what they now know as their digital platform?
Okay. So I think perhaps just to make 100% sure that I've clarified. So the normal business at CoreShares carries on business as usual. So really what we're talking about here is our e-commerce service, the platform service at CoreShares. So clients who had come onto that e-commerce, that platform service that we called CoreShares Online, their accounts will be migrated across to ETFSA. And very simply, the software that we built on our website will simply be moved, has simply been moved across to ETFSA, and it's been expanded upon. So all of the normal security features, all of the statements, the dashboard will all look very familiar to clients. We've also done it in such a way that costs will stay the same at least for the first year. Thereafter, the relationship will move across to ETFSA, and it's really then ETFSA is sort of pricing to run with from then on forward. So the costing stays the same. The basic functionality all will look and feel the same, but there'll be more choice, and there'll be access to the family of ETFSA advisors and access to model portfolios and so forth. Just thinking back on the journey of building CoreShares Online in the first instance, I think of all the development time and that we put into it, probably 60% was around the FICA journey. We absolutely agonized around the FICA journey because to get FICA right for first-time users and to make sure that that's seamless, we realized was the big kind of stumbling block to why people, throw their hands in the air and don't want to do something. So the FICA part in particular we're quite proud of in terms of how simple that is to navigate and move through. So certainly new users of the now ETFSA Investor Hub will find that particularly pleasurable. And then the platform interface itself, the ethos from the get-go was that there's a difference between being a repeat saver in the ETF market versus someone who wants to trade intraday in the ETF market. This is not someone who wants to trade intraday. Those people are better off serviced by, a stockbroker or someone else who could buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. You can see that intraday pricing. This is really for people who are long-term savers who want repeat, debit orders to go off into the ETF market and want a nice, simple dashboard. And that's really been the ethos kind of behind it from the get-go.
Yeah, so investing rather than trading.
Yeah, it's not a trading platform. It's an investing platform.
Yes.
kind of how it was spec'd initially was if you took a simple unit trust application form, but made it like it was take a lot, and sort of fused the two ideas. That's what it should look like on the platform.
Yeah, so for the existing CoreShares online client, this is going to be exactly what it already has, but there will be more because there's now more choice,
Yes.
there's more service, there's a different sort of range of offerings available.
Yes.
Mike, for the existing ETF SA client, what does this mean? Clients that might either be familiar with the AOS offering or maybe with tax-free accounts through computer share, how does the life change for the ETF SA investor?
Well, first of all, I think Gareth's been quite modest because I think this platform that CoreShares developed is state of the art. I think it's very easy to use. It's very proactive. It really is. You can, as I say, open an account within a certain number of minutes. You can download all your FICA documents. You can, once you're on the platform, you can choose any of the ETFs. You can invest debit orders. You can invest lump sums. You can switch portfolios. So it's a great platform. So the ETF SA Investor Hub, I think, will develop on that platform. And basically what we're looking at doing is to say for those discretionary clients who want to do it yourself. So if you want financial advice and you want wealth management services or you want to get into retirement annuities or sophisticated different types of products, ETF SA offers that as well. But this platform is for people who say, listen, I want to have some access to the great world of ETFs and the big choice that's out there in ETFs, both global as well as local ETFs. This is going to become the platform of choice, we believe. And so we do have already in ETF SA quite a number of clients who sit on other platforms. Over time, they can gravitate across to our platform, the ETF SA Investor Hub. They'll find that it's a lot easier to utilize and to manage their investments. All the services that we offer through ETF SA, our watch lists and our websites and our fact sheets and our profile documents and the graphs and all the rest will be available to them. It's cost-wise, it'll be very competitive with anything out there in the market. And so they can decide if they want to move their accounts across to ETF SA, and we'll facilitate that. We won't charge them to move accounts across and so on. But what we're also looking to do is to attract the new investor, because we see every day new people want to invest, and I think ETFs have become the product, I think, around the world that people recognize as being the most attractive product, getting exposure to different types of markets and asset classes through ETFs. So we're excited to do it, and we're exceptionally pleased that we were able to get a very workable model and platform from CoreShares. And so it's not going to be, for CoreShares clients, I don't think there's going to be any pain in moving across to the new platform, and we can perhaps just describe how that would work. Mm-hmm. But I think for other investors out there, it's going to be very attractive as one of the options to get exposure to ETFs. And if you're uncomfortable with some of our current administrators, will come and give us a chance, because I think the ETF SA Investor Hub will solve a lot of the issues with administration that have happened up until now with some of these other platforms. And we're not critical of those platforms, but this is very much a 21st century solution, and financial technology has to be updated all the time. And this CoreShares has given us a state-of-the-art platform.
It certainly sounds to me as though there's more for everyone in all of this. The clients will certainly be receiving a lot more for the same price point. The only thing I hear that there will be less of is less paper, and I think in an environmentally conscious society, I think that couldn't be better. So, Gareth, maybe talk to us a little bit about the process. So what can the existing clients experience and expect?
So we will be writing to all of our clients. By the time you've heard this, you've probably received an email and a letter from us explaining that the change is now imminent. And basically, clients will be asked to log on to their existing CoreShares online account. And once they log on, they'll see that there's a journey that has been set up for them, whether they can either accept to move across to ETF SA, in which case they'll digitally sign, that is, a new mandate, and then their current funds will take, we expect 5 to 10 working days to reflect in the ETF SA account, but they'll have immediate access to the new platform. So if they want to place a new trade, they can simply log in and place a trade. For those investors who, for whatever reason, don't want to take part in the migration, we'll be taking that offline with them to see what other alternative arrangements they'd like to make in terms of that.
Okay. Yeah. And Mike, on the ETFSA side, what can clients then expect once they've off-boarded from this CoreShares side and they onboard on ETFSA? What is that process entail?
Well, as you said earlier, there's no paper involved. So your off-boarding mandate from CoreShares into the ETFSA site is just very simple platform, and you don't even have to sign. You will allocate you an OTP number up front, and as long as you use that same number throughout the process, that gets your account open and operating.
Same login details, same digital signature that you're using on both sides.
Yeah. So there'll be no real pain for the CoreShares people. For the ETFSA clients, it's a new experience, because up until now we've been rather paper heavy in most of the application forms that we have, and we've been reliant on different administrators and different types of service providers on those. But in the new world, everything is digital and there's no paper involved, and it's going to be, I think, very easy for people to not only get invested, but to manage their investments, to access how the investments are doing. The website the platform will update their portfolios every single day with graphs and pie charts and whatever have you. So it becomes, I think, a journey, and we would like people to get involved in the journey, to get used to the fact that money is becoming very digitalized, and over time we will gravitate our other products in ETFSA onto the same type of platform. So we think once the experiment has started for our existing clients and new clients, they'll find this is a very easy platform for them to manage all their investments across the board. And so we welcome people to come into the journey. Go into the ETFSA website, www.etfsa.co.za. Click on the Investor Hub, and that'll take you into the whole process. If there are any questions or issues you're not clear on, we'll just phone ETFSA or contact us and we'll take you through it. But the whole idea is for you to do this journey yourself. But if you don't want to do it and you're not comfortable doing it, well, we'll assist you on the whole process. And we'll continue to have our hands on. I think a lot of people like the fact that ETFSA is a hands-on, friendly business. I can get hold of people and talk to them. That won't disappear. But we'll make it easier for you to, in the middle of the night, if you wake up, you can do a transaction. You don't have to get hold of Narina Fisser or Mike Brown, when they're in the office. So the whole process, I think, is a new journey for us, but I think also for our clients.
That's certainly very exciting times, and I think this is going to be a great step ahead for existing CoreShares clients, for existing ETFSA clients, and I think for a lot of people out there that maybe up until now have wanted to participate in investing in the ETF industry, but for whatever reason have not felt comfortable to do so. And certainly at ETFSA, I know that we will still be, as Mike says, around to help you through the journey, to hold the hand, to be the co-pilot, to be the co-driver, and provide the advice as and when that might be needed. So Gareth, Mike, thank you very much for joining me today. That concludes this episode of the ETF Investor, brought to you by the ETF specialists, etfsa.co.za. Send us your questions and comments to etfinvestor@etfsa.co.za or tweet us at etfsa using the hashtag ETFInvestor. I'm Narina Fisser for the ETF Investor, bringing efficiency, transparency and flexibility to your investments.